The alien entities known as parasites have razed the planet Skoro down, spreading their dark influence across the once beautiful world. Their collective consciousness preys on individual hosts and transforms them into symbiotic beings, slaves to their will, in turn causing a slow and gruesome death. The air is thick with a sense of dread as the planet groans under the weight of a malevolent force. Amidst the ongoing transformation, few dare to resist. Two friends have banded together with a singular purpose: to rid their planet of the insidious grip of the parasites by destroying the remains of the meteorite that brought the parasites to Skoro. But the journey through the hostile and treacherous environment is not for the faint-hearted. Every turn presents a new and deadly challenge, and the parasites seem to be one step ahead at all times. As they trudge through the treacherous landscape, the two can feel the weight of their quest bearing down on them. They know that their mission is vital, but they are weary and afraid. Every rustle in the bushes sends shivers down their spines, and they can feel the parasites' eyes upon them, watching their every move. "Can't we rest here for the night?" said Jim, his voice trembling. "No," said Bane, his eyes scanning the darkness around them. "We at least need to stroll for another mile. It is not safe here. This place is infested by parasites." The thought of being consumed by the parasites sends a chill down their spines. They must always be on their guard, for the parasites are always lurking in the shadows, waiting for their chance to strike. Bane woke up the next day and was shocked to find Jim missing. "Jim! Jim!" panicked Bane. "This is not funny. Come back here!" As he stood there, the silence was deafening. The only sound he heard was his own heart pounding in his chest. Suddenly he heard a heart-stopping sound and felt something approaching him quickly. The hairs on the back of his neck stood up as he turned around to see what was coming. At first, he thought it was a wild animal, but then he noticed tendrils of a red substance spreading across the green grass towards him. It was moving and pulsating like a beating heart. His heart sank as he realized that he was not alone. Suddenly, a hulking and twisted figure appeared before him, which he recognized to be Jim. The sight was terrifying. Jim's body was distorted and twisted beyond recognition, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Bane's mind raced as he tried to find a way to defend himself. "We crave flesh," said the parasite in a deep and unsettling voice, and it let out a horrid and blood-curdling scream. Bane was startled by this. He knew that acid was the creature's sole weakness, so he quickly picked up a set HCl bottles from his chemical supply bag and launched them at the sinister creature one by one. The parasite let out another blood-curdling scream as it writhed in affliction. Finally, Jim was free from the clutches of the terrifying parasite. "What happened?" "Ah," said Jim with a lack of certainty. "You had been overtaken by a parasite somehow. I freed you," said Bane proudly. "Afterwards, they will cross the heavily parasite-infected caves to reach the crash site. These caves are closed by a magical door. After 5 hours of walking, they finally arrived at the entrance to the caves. Before them lay a massive door, etched with ancient runes and symbols. Bane approached the door and began to study the symbols, trying to decipher their meaning. "What if the door is a trap set by the parasites?" asked Jim anxiously. "This door has been on Skoro even before the parasites came," said Bane. "There is no possible way they were able to open it. These caves were used by the military as a refuge, which means there might be weapons inside. This place will be a haven for us." The door had a mysterious slot for something to enter it. Bane walked up to them and put his hand inside the slot, and nothing happened. They tried all sorts of things, yet the door did not decide to open. Afterward, they noticed that the runes inscribed on the door said, "Fire is friend." Bane rapidly plunged a flaming torch inside the door. Upon opening the door, Jim and Bane were treated to a stock full of arms and ammunition. After a good 5 minutes of reloading all their preferred weapons, Jim looked for the whereabouts of Bane, but he was nowhere to be found. Jim glanced at the floor, noticing Bane's set of chemicals shattered, with some of the liquid absorbed. Bane?" Please tell me you are there," Jim whimpered. From the shadows, a creeping figure approached Jim. On close inspection, Jim saw a parasite, unparalleled to the others he had seen. It looked like the incarnation of gore itself. On the interior of that monster lies Bane, converted into a killing machine. Bane's ever-lessening consciousness gave him space to say only one thing: run. Jim ran in terror of the murderous creature, which he knew would follow him to the ends of the planet. After taking a short stroll, Jim sees a distorted being in the distance, sprinting towards Jim and rips him to shreds and consumes every single piece of him. The last thing he saw was the creature,